At one point of time, I remember he's grabbing me and pulling me. Idhar khadi rahe, udhar khadi rahe. And then after some time, when we are rehearsing again, he's telling the choreographers to stay away.
कुछ साल पहले मी टू मूवमेंट शुरू हुई थी. It all started when actress Tanushree Datta ji raised allegations against co-star Nana Patekar ji regarding sexual harassment. And it caused such a domino effect that women across the globe started sharing their experiences regarding sexual harassment. But there were many who backlashed them and blamed and shamed them for opening up so many years after the incident. So आज हम बात करेंगे इस इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पे, सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट एट वर्क प्लेस.
रविवार की सुबह या मंगलवार या बुधवार, रोज की कहानी है. मैं अपना काम कर रही थी.
अरे बीवी, एक गिलास पानी तो पीने दे.
और तभी साहब को प्यास लगी. और भाई, पानी पीने का असली मजा तो शेल्फ में ऊपर रखे हुए ग्लास से ही आता है. वहां लखनऊ में आज की दोपहर थोड़ी अलग है.
क्या बात है डिम्पल जी, आजकल आपके गाल जो है ना वो टमाटर की तरह लाल लाल हो गए हैं. वैसे पिंक ड्रेस में आपको देखकर ना दिल खुश हो गया है. आप एक काम करो, आप हमारे दिल का ख्याल रखो, हम आपकी प्रमोशन का ख्याल रख लेंगे.
अजी, नौकरी इनकी बदौलत है तो इतना बोलने का हक तो बनता है ना. और ये देखिए, आज की शाम इस छोटे से गांव में कितनी खूबसूरत है इन जनाब के लिए.
अरे बहुत मेहनत करती है तू. कल से काम बंद कर दूंगा तेरा, और दूसरे ठेकेदार के भी काम नहीं मिलेगा.
पूरा दिन इतनी लगन से मेहनत करती हूँ तो लाला जी सराहना तो करेंगे ही ना. आप सोच रहे होंगे ना ये सब मैं आपको क्यों बता रही हूँ. क्योंकि कभी किसी को बताने की हिम्मत नहीं होती. अगर हिम्मत करके बता भी दूं तो कोई विश्वास नहीं करता, और अगर कोई विश्वास कर भी ले तो साथ नहीं देता.
एक सुरक्षित कार्यस्थल हर महिला का अधिकार है और हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी है. इन्हें हिम्मत दें, इन पर विश्वास करें, इनका साथ दें.
And to discuss this important topic, today we are privileged to have with us Mr. Bibhu Ranjan Patnaik ji, who is a trainer at IIG Varsity. He is a certified POS trainer. Along with that, he is also a certified POXO compliance auditor and is associated with big names like Tata Power, Jindal Steel and Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. Sir, a hearty welcome to you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Sir, starting this important topic, my first question would be, what exactly is sexual harassment at workplace?
Okay, so sexual harassment, I just divide these two words, sexual harassment. The important is the harassment. Okay, workplace may, okay, there should not be any harassment part of. Okay, harassment, you will leave people not concentrating their work, and they will get into a stress. Okay, and they will not give their best. So therefore, any kind of harassment is always a challenge for any workplace. First, second thing, this sexual harassment concept has come, how it comes to India, and it is there in US and other places also outside, but sexual harassment came because what we found out, if you get back to history, in 1992, there is a lady called Bhavari Devi. She was working for a government NGOs whose jobs is there to check that okay any social evil things are happening or not. तो
Okay.
वो क्या कि what she did is that she just wanted to stop a child marriage, and
Okay.
she was harassed that time, harassed in the sense physically harassed. And second thing, they gang raped her in front of her husband. It is a very gruesome things. The entire country now, just that time it was a very hue and cry. Lot of women organizations who are working for this cause of ladies and other, and also all social activities activate people, they went to Supreme Court saying that our people, those who are lady, if they are going to a workplace and they are harassed like this, they are not allowed to do their job, and some people are harassing. So what will be their position? They're not in a very nice mood to get into work, and it is not a good sign for India.
Yes.
So 1996, unfortunately, those people who have they've got they acquitted, but that movement has started in 97. So Supreme Court has come up with a Visakha guidelines saying that workplace harassment में these are the guidelines. Each organization जहाँ पे लोग स्पेशली लेडीज काम करते हैं, ये गाइडलाइंस को मान के चलना है. तो वो गाइडलाइंस में ऐसा था कि a lady should not be subject to any harassment at their workplace, sexual harassment at their workplace, and they defined many things. But in India, guidelines are guidelines. Most of the organization, they have not follow those guidelines.
Right.
And therefore what happened in 2007, this legislation called Prevention of Sexual Harassment came into the picture. So it took another 5 years, okay, 5 to 6 years, and today is the best day because December 9, 2013, this law, Prevention of Sexual Harassment law, passed in both the House Parliament,
Both houses. Right.
yeah, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and got the nod of President, and it is gazetted, and it came into it started its activity on that is December 9, 2010, and Women and Child Welfare Department is looking after this. They are the custodial of this law. Okay. Now, so this sexual harassment actually, because that harassment comes because what I display, what I behave in my workplace. Okay, as an individual, I supposed to behave the way people supposed to welcome me. Okay, people say that we have to work with this person. But there are certain unwelcome behavior which display by the organization people, those who are working, which will affect the ladies or women working there. So that is called sexual harassment, and that harassment, that behavior has to be stopped sometimes, and somebody supposed to tell them. So therefore, this legislation has come. So this is called Prevention of Sexual Harassment, 2013. So it has 8 chapter and 30 section in that, and they have explained everything related to that harassment. So sexual harassment has come from that day, and most of the organization today has following that, and they have their own policy and procedures to follow that, and it has to be mandatory that okay the organization has to uh, follow these things, and where there is a workplace.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Sir, like you said, the poor lady, she was gang raped. She was harassed and then gang raped. So, does there need to be physical touch for sexual harassment, or it be
Any
like
other?
some other?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. That is what sexual harassment in the definition they told it that okay a behavior which is unwelcome or sexual nature is called sexual harassment. It means whatever I am behaving, if it is unwelcome to the others, and if I am not create a hostile environment, so that is called sexual harassment. Okay. So it is not physical only. So physical, verbal, and non-verbal also. So
Okay.
this lady gang rape, that is another case which is going on. But the thing is that sexual harassment on the workplace. Okay. So I will definitely explain what is that physical and verbal and non-verbal. But yes, the form is in three forms. A lady can be harassed physically. For example, if you are very close to that person while working, or if you are giving a hug to her or pat on the back, okay, doing like this and all, which is very unwelcome by that lady. Second thing, if verbal is what? Verbal is that if I am just shouting in a very bad language to a lady,
Hmm.
or a group which is making that environment hostile, that means वो वातावरण जो है प्रतिकूल कर रहा है, खराब कर रहा है, so that is also a sexual harassment. That means I should not use those words, that verbal word. Okay, it is maybe a gossip, it may be bullying or shouting somebody, or commenting somebody's anatomy, a lady का anatomy में क्या offer, or it may be cat calling. Cat calling means जो sound बनाते हैं ना हमारा मुंह से लगे
हाँ, yes,
ये
yes.
सब चीज. ओके, दिस इज कॉल्ड कैट कलिंग. वो
Okay.
करना नहीं चाहिए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर. ओके, दैट इज वर्बली. नॉन वर्बली क्या है? द जेस्चर विच वी शो, like staring that person. Most of the time, when housekeeping is doing their job, these people will stare, following with her, and staring is that, or making some sound, sorry, gesture, like
Gestures.
this, आंख मारना, ऐसा कुछ मुंह लिप्स के ऊपर कुछ करना, और हाथ में कुछ साइन दिखाना. All behavior as non-verbal, but it is called sexual harassment, and it has to be stopped in that.
So we learned that it can be physical and verbal and non-verbal also.
Yes.
But how rampant or how common is sexual harassment in Indian workplace for women?
Okay, this is because it is again, harassment happened because of imbalancement inside our powers. So
Hmm.
we have a structure,
Hierarchy, yeah.
work hierarchy in that organization. So harassment or behavior, why we will harass a person when we are in that power symbol? The first thing happened called the sexual harassment called quid pro type of.
Hmm. Hmm.
Quid pro means ये legal word है, but quid pro means कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ देना पड़ेगा.
कुछ देना पड़ेगा, हाँ.
Okay, that means if someone want a promotion, he has to give something to her boss. Or if she wants to get rating in her appraisal, she has to do something. If she wants to relocate something, she has to give that. So he may ask for a dating, he may ask for something sexual favor from that lady. So that is called quid pro way of doing the thing. Okay. So second thing is called hostile environment. People do that things. Okay. So if you look into what is happening in the organization because of this power imbalances, okay, bosses, so yeah, colleagues are also, they are thinking that okay, we never knew that okay, nobody has taught us what is sexual harassment and what is other harassment, और ये हरास करने से हमको कोई जैसे मैं बोलूँगा कि देयर इज ए इंटेंट एंड इम्पैक्ट हियर. इंटेंट मीन्स मेरा इंटेंट अच्छा रहता है, जैसे पैट ऑन द बैक हो या कुछ अच्छा किया तो एक हॉग करना, एक हैंडशेक करना, मेरा इंटेंट अच्छा है, बट द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ दैट लेडी इज डिफरेंट. दैट मीन्स शी फील इट इज अनवेलकम. ओके, सो दैट इज वन टाइप ऑफ. बट अब देखोगे तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में व्हेन वी आर वेरी यंग people are working in that organization and all these things. So if this kind of verbal, non-verbal or physical form of harassment, sexual harassments are happening in that. Okay, so there is no there's supposed to be education in that. Okay, there is supposed to be a policy on this. Okay, so most of the organization today get into a zero tolerance policy, Zero tolerance policy means any kind of harassment. It may be sexual harassment or workplace harassment, or somebody is harassing on social or anything. That has to be stopped in that, and they are zero tolerance. They will not tolerate this for people. Okay, and therefore, but and also this POS as a process document, they're supposed to have as per their policy. If they are keeping that things, it will be definitely helping the organization. At the end of the day, or when I'm going for to a work, I shouldn't get into that stress of somebody will harass me, somebody
Exactly.
will do some behavior which will affect my work, or I am not feeling that okay, that guy is my boss and always asking for this kind of things. He's staring me, whatever I wear, he will comment on that things. Okay, he will ask me personal question related to my sex life or any why I'm not getting married and all these things.
Married.
So
Huh.
which which is very bad in nature. But the thing is that mostly organization has to stop these things, and they're supposed to have this policy on front. So it is happening in India.
Yeah, yeah. Sir, we have a very beautiful report by TRT World on
Yes.
how common is sexual harassment in Indian workplace. Our viewers can have it here.
More than 38% of women in India say they have faced sexual harassment at their workplaces, with IT sector and banking topping the list. But what's worse is that more than 70% of the women say they did not report sexual harassment by superiors because they feared the repercussions.
Welcome back. So, sir, you said that hostile work environment. उसके बारे में थोड़ा विस्तार से बताइए.
हाँ, hostile work environment ऐसा होता है कि maybe we are working, very young people are working in various organizations, young या old, whatever, whoever may be. The hostile man means that the person's behavior, whatever he's doing in a group or as a person, make the environment very hostile. That means he's doing gossiping, he's doing commenting, he's making sound, he's behaving badly, he's commenting somebody some things. Okay, he's inappropriately touching the things, like he's touching somebody, feeling that okay, it's okay for him. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and staring and all these things are making. That means I'm entering to my organization and this guy is sitting in front of me or beside me or going there and do that thing. So that person's behavior need to be changed. That is making the environment hostile on sexual harassment.
Sir, suppose a lady complains against a hostile environment created by the boss, and it is not, suppose a lady wants to complain, but it's not a very big organization where we have a committee. So, where should she go to make such a complaint?
Okay, let me tell you about this committee. What is this committee? As per the post law, each organization, okay, let me first tell you that all establishment supposed to follow, which is a workplace, supposed to follow this law. Okay, this is a law. Means if you are driving, means you have to follow the driving law. Okay, whatever
Hmm.
motor vehicle
Yes.
act आपको follow करना है. So this is, if it is a workplace, we have to follow this law. Okay, we have to abide by this law. So each establishment, even in a very short, if my maid is
Small.
coming to my house, her
Okay.
workplace is here. So
Acha.
we have to be, if she is harassed, then she must be she must be coming into this post law. Okay, now
Okay.
complaining. Now what happened that in that law they mentioned that each all establishment more than 10 people, they can form a they supposed to do a committee called internal complaint committee. Okay,
Okay.
where
Hmm.
a presiding officer will be there with the chairman of that committee. She is supposed to be a lady and little senior of a lady, and she must be knowing all this law and all these things, which she can be trained and all. Under her, two lady will be there, okay, as a member, and one इसमें एक male भी रह सकता है, and one external member will be there who is not related to the organization, and his or her job will be mostly to supervise this whatever complaint happened and how they are doing that their proceeding. He may be a person from that maybe from NGO or any other places. So he has to be included in that committee. Now,
Committee,
this is
right.
yeah, and these people, ICC is a very powerful quasi judge. We call it them. Okay, that means they have the power to
Like a
take
judge.
a judgment. Okay, judge
Hmm.
like a judge. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, if that complaint comes, okay, complaint comes, they have to do that. We have to readdress these things. Readdress means within 90 days of the complaint, it has to be solved. Okay,
Okay.
either
Hmm.
it is a punishment or it is a award or something. If nothing is there and all these things, they have to. The result has to come. Okay, 90 days. Okay, this is the beauty of this law is that no tarikh pe tarikh, no tarikh pe
Hmm.
tarikh, but it will come of the 90 days in 90 days. Okay, now you told about that. Okay, a poor lady or where there is a no ICC is there in that organization, where he will go, where she will go. So the first thing is that there is another committee which is there in each district called LCC, that is
Hmm.
Local Complaint Committee. The district magistrate is the chairperson. He can nominate another person, maybe on behalf of him or her,
Hmm.
as a chairperson. So, for example, my maid, where she will go? She can go to
Hmm.
the LCC, okay, because it is a one person organization. She is workplace, okay.
Hmm.
Now, now other people supposed to complain in the ICC where each organization has that, and it is very prominently they will display their name and everything. So if a lady has a problem, want to go for a complaint, she will just go take the number and either they will send an email or a written complaint to him. So this is what the complaining. This is the way the reporting for complaint supposed to be.
So, is there any online portal where one can log in and put a complaint
Yeah, that is
discreetly?
why. Yeah, so that is what I supposed to tell you that okay, if why that online portal is there and all, because sometimes people not ready to complain because of
Hmm.
certain pressure
Right.
or because my IC member is very scary for me, or people may talk about why you are putting complaint and all these things. So therefore, government has come out with a portal called cbox.nic.in, cbox.nic.in, where they
Hmm.
can log in and give the complaint to about the complaint about the persons. Okay, now that will be definitely forwarded to the nearest. If it is a local complaint committee has to handle, it will forward it to local complaint committee, or if it is in an organization, so we have to means all people supposed to be there in that portal, so all the organization name and all, so that will be forwarded to the ICC member of that person. So
Okay.
CBOX is a lot of resources will be available in that portal, so people can check in that cbox.nic.in. Okay,
Hmm.
so that will be always there in that. Okay, yes.
So, you would agree that a woman generally does not complain regarding at least sexual harassment at the drop of a hat. But when she musters up courage to speak up against the wrong, many a times what we see that she receives a lot of backlashing from her own other colleagues. क्यों कंप्लेन किया? नौकरी चली जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था, तू लेडी है, एडजस्ट करनी चाहिए. तो so here, what advice would you give to all the other, say, bystanders or other colleagues? Like, how should they behave towards a lady who wants to actually speak up?
Okay, so as I told you, the basic thing is education. Okay,
Right.
that means people they're not confident about that. Okay, so I'm just telling you about the POS law and the ICC committee's thing. Everything is confidential here. And this training has to be done to the people. People should know that first of all. So if somebody wants to complain, she can go and complain. No, not a single. It is very confidential. If somebody will know that other person will know, it will be a tough time for the ICC committee. So everything will be complained. Who are the complaint and who is the response, what is the complaint, the content of the complaint, how the proceedings are happening, what kind of punishment the person is getting. Everything will be confidential. So first of all, these things a lady is supposed to know, because please understand, this lady is supposed to work in a beautiful, safe environment.
Safe environment.
Yeah, not in a hostile environment. Okay. So therefore, if somebody is discouraging, means they may feel that okay, it is not a wise decision to give a complaint to for another person. Okay, but my request all of them is that yes, if she is not getting a very courageous attempt out there, they can go to cbox.in, nic.in, uh, and please understand, it has to be named, has to be there, because if they want to be keep themselves not utter
Discreetly.
their
Yeah.
name and all, so it is not it will not be a good thing, good practice, because you cannot be a torch bearer kind of things.
Torch
Second
bearer.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah, you talk about Me Too and all these things. Here, this law is saying if the incident happened today, within 90 days only the person has to complain. Not that years, like 10 years, 15 years, or 2 years, or 1 year. बिफोर इंसिडेंट का 90 दिन के अंदर ही हमको कंप्लेन करना पड़ेगा,
Right,
एंड
right,
90 दिन
right.
का टाइम लेते हैं, वो रीएड्रेस करते हैं. So one thing I forgot to tell you is that this law is called prevention, prohibition, and readdressal of sexual harassment at
Sexual
workplace.
harassment.
Prevention means first job of the employer. Okay, your employer duty is to constitute a ICC, and ICC's job is to see that this supposed to be prevented. So each one of us supposed to know that Baba, this is my company's policy. I should not do all this kind of behavior. The prevent. Prohibit means कोई अगर कर रहा है उसको प्रोहिबिट करना पड़ेगा, भैया ऐसा मत करो. So lot of counseling, lot of training, lot of things has to be done. And third is called readdressal, which I told you, within 90 days it has to the result has to come out from that. So this is what the post law constitute.
Right, right, right. Sir, here one question popped up in my head. Suppose in an office, two of the colleagues, they had one affair and both of them were married and it was very consensual. But later it goes sour and the lady complains using the sexual harassment. So, is it admissible because it was consensual for a very long period of time?
Yeah, so lot of complaint which I also handle is that regarding this consensual relationship, it is not that married also. Sometimes what
Right.
happened in a very young organization, so we have ITs and mostly young people are there. Office romance is okay. Consensual relationship is not illegal inside the organization. Okay, but my sincere request to all of our viewer is that if this relationship is there, we have to manage this relationship. Okay, it should not be saying that okay, that is also if is there doing some PDA inside the organization, it is also a harassment. That means if they're holding hand, going, कोई इसको खिला दे रहा है, and all, which is not good for an organization. That means if
True.
somebody is seeing that, it is not good for the organization. So that also they have to look into. And typically what you told, it is not that married. Sometimes they are in between, they broke up.
Right.
Okay. And this lady has all the evidence, like, calling
True.
herself as Sweetie, Janu, and all these things, having some pictures and other things from her. Okay, now if it is broken up and she wants to take advantages of these things and putting a
Revenge.
pause, yeah, so we call it malicious complaint or fake complaint. So ICC has a body. We have trained those ICC people how to questioning these things. Okay, they will definitely see the pattern of this complaint. What is the pattern? Okay, therefore, the witness is, again, as I told you, that okay, we have to follow this. ICC people have to follow natural justice. That means they have to see evidence and they have to question the witnesses also. Okay, so those things are also very confidential. For example, if I am taking a footage from my IT department who is having CCTV, that case also this confidentiality has to be there. So break off or a marriage kind of things would happen, and sometimes I'm not saying it is a very high percentage of things. If I got less in my appraisal, or I want to take a revenge to my boss because he has bullying me and all these things, if that malicious or fake complaint comes, the definitely the ICC will recommend similar kind of punishment to the person
Punishment
who is
on the
okay.
women. Yeah.
Women
Okay.
also, because that is again it is because please understand it's a person's career,
Hmm.
the respondent careers and other, that
Yes.
mental
Yes.
stress, and people may get into depression and all these things. So therefore very careful. Therefore I told you this ICC member has to be trained properly. They know how to counsel and all these things. They're supposed to have this knowledge.
Okay. Okay. Sir, one of the viewers has asked a question that pats on the back, does it amount to sexual harassment? Pats on the back.
Okay, I told you that, okay, intent versus impact. Okay, I don't know. The intent of me, because the sexual harassment happened what? The three way. If I am doing some unwelcome behavior, it is like, somebody will say that, okay, you are doing this unwelcome. Sometimes, many cases which we are handling, that whatever you told, is that with excitement or with giving them a very much motivation, boss or your colleague may come and give you a hug or giving you a proper handshake, which is more than 30-40 seconds. Okay, pat on the back and all these things. That my intent is good. My intent is good, but what is impacted that lady depend on that. Okay, most of the time we just, when we receive this complaint, we just check it out, okay, with the both the parties sitting with that if he is saying that, okay, he has no bad intention on that and it is a first time offender, it may not be getting into that complaint mode, when that cycle will not come. But the thing is that if he is doing knowingly, and some people are already told, sir, ये सब मत करो, बहुत लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगता. Pat on the back is always a sexual harassment as per the law. But the thing is that, okay, some people take it as a
Yeah.
motivation and all these things, and some people, therefore the intent versus impact part we have to do it. Okay, and that is no, no, that is what, what is the intention. If it is a quid pro means कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ देना पड़ता है. If it is a quid pro, the intention is bad there. Okay,
That.
that means you want a promotion, you want a hike, or you want to
Something in
change your look.
return.
Yeah, something has to do. Let's go for a dating and all this thing. Will be definitely is a quid pro. But here, this is what we mostly, when we got this kind of complaint, we sit together and find out that, okay, if it is a first timer, so we seek a apology letter from the respond and complaint and counsel them that, okay, he should not do that. Okay, sometimes that is also done. And mostly again education. Okay, we know, if that person knows that, okay, this will come, he may not do that. Okay, he may not do that. Okay, sometimes, why I will do it. My job here to work.
Yeah, right, right. Sir, another question is that suppose at an official setting, people are sitting together and passing boys' jokes. Some boys, some men are sitting and passing boys' joke, and a lady is present, and they are not talking particularly about the lady, but they are passing general comments to each other. So, can the lady complain on sexual harassment using sexual
Yes,
harassment?
yes, yes. Because workplace is not for jokes and other things. Okay,
Hmm.
casual jokes and other things. Therefore, I told you three W. You know, women, workplace, and working relationship.
Right.
Okay,
Hmm.
these three things is the pillar of toss. That
Hmm.
means I have to complain to a woman. Sorry, there is a complaint, and if woman is sexually harassed, she can complain. Second
Hmm.
thing is that it should happen in a workplace, and they
Hmm.
beautifully define the workplace is what it is. It is their office, maybe in cafeteria, maybe in elevator. It may be say maybe company sponsored outing. Okay,
Hmm.
company sponsor dinner or lunch. Okay, or it may be inside a training hall, maybe in a seminar and all. So they
Hmm.
define that.
Hmm.
Okay, workplace.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, and after COVID, they also defined workplace as their home also because people used to work from home.
Hmm.
Okay, there also they have to behave. You know, they have to what they have to wear and what they are the way they have to
Present
work there,
themselves.
present
Hmm.
themselves. It is there in the training and all. Okay, so third is the working relationship. Okay, so in that working relationship, both the people has to be having a working relationship between that thing. Okay, now your question. Okay, we just diverted. Your question is that boys are there and they are making boys joke, which is not for that lady for consumption. Okay, my sincere request is that okay, this lady can complain, and as a ICC member, we will have to take the ICC this complaint, and though that is what we call it hostile environment. Okay, they are making that environment hostile. खराब कर
Hostile.
रहे हैं.
Hmm.
Okay, they may go to some other place and do that. Okay, where
Hmm.
there is no ladies there. Okay, we have 8 hours. After that, they are doing inside a cafe or anywhere sitting there, passing boys joke or passing something is not at all a problem. But if if this is happening in front of that lady inside the workplace, so it can be called as a sexual harassment.
Harassment. Okay. Okay. Sir, from your experience, एक ऐसा पेचीदा केस जो आपके नजर में आया हो अबाउट सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट इन अ वर्क प्लेस जिससे हमारे व्यूअर्स को कुछ सीख मिल सकती है आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू काइंडली शेयर इट
Yeah. So, for example, especially when we did this exercise with the JSPL, you know, Jindal Steel Plant and all these things. So they told us about the security guard, you know, security ladies who are standing in front of their gate. Okay, and they came for the training. Okay, that's we have to train every each one, you know, in their premises. When this security lady came to us and told us about this complaint that people are coming without their identity card or without some identification and they want to enter, when they supposed to and they are entering, and if these ladies are mostly there, you will find this ladies will be there in the guarding that process.
entrance
When
yeah
they're yeah the entrance, so these people are bullying, and sometimes they are showing that okay, what kind of job you are doing and why you are doing this job, and second third is they started abusing them in a very bad language, and they say that this is a practice. If I tell my bosses also,
बस
they are
हम्म
also saying that okay, चला दो ये नहीं है ठीक है नहीं. But
हम्म
when I told them that they are coming into this law and they supposed to complain that things, and this inside the gate also near to that gate this display these things. Okay,
हम्म
they should not harass a lady employee in the and they are into tears saying that sir, you only give us this information and we should okay. I told that if you are not getting, if your ICC is not here listening to you, because that time ICC members are also there said,
हम्म
okay, we never got this kind of complaint on that. So they can definitely write to the ICC and say, and ICC job is to take up the case. So these people saying that okay, हम लोग बहुत छोटे नौकरी करते हैं, but every day people give us this kind of harassment and they abuse us. They are showing some sign which is we cannot explain. Okay, and they do this through verbal and all. Sometimes physically they throw us. Yeah, and their things, so which is very very painful for us. Okay, हम लोग सोचते थे कि ये काम क्यों किया हम लोग. Okay, so when we told them that thing, so I was just constantly following up with this organization, and they said that though we have received some and we put entire no whatever you suggest signage and other things we put. Now the things has come up. We just find out from my other sources that okay, now they are happy. They said okay, now the complaint has and they are concentrating on their job. So this is a lot of things are there, and also a lot of cases are also available where people can see that okay, how this things have changed organizations setup. Because there are organizations, they are very very serious about their image. For example, if media knows that okay, something happening and people are not getting respect and all these things, ladies, first of all they will come and start investigating the things. Second thing will be somebody from outside wants to join this organization, being a good lady out there, she will always have a doubt that अगर मैं ये कंपनी में जाऊंगा मुझे भी harassment होना चाहिए. So therefore these organizations are definitely looking into this small things which
Details,
may be impact in their image and all these things.
Sir,
Because you have seen some example of media houses. Some houses has closed. I don't want to name those media houses. Okay, but they have closed down because of this sexual harassment.
exactly.
Okay. Okay, so therefore we have to be very very careful about this, and all this because we have an imbalance in our and behavior. We need to change our behavior.
Behavior, yes. And sir, at the end, my last question to you would be what advice, what message would you like to give to the employers and the employees at an organization, be it big or small?
Yeah, each organization, as I told you, is that each organization supposed to first thing I have to tell them that zero tolerance. Okay, if these complaints are coming, harassment, if it is coming, we have to have zero tolerance on that. Whoever will be, okay, whoever will be, what kind of skill set he may be having. But if that behavior will be there in that organization, some that is harassing others and all, they have to take care about that first thing. So zero tolerance policy, and they have to put it as a policy document inside that. So any induction, new induction, they have to tell that this is our zero tolerance policy. Second thing is training. Train to your people. Each organization has a mandate today that okay, they have to train every 6 months about this harassment things. Okay, in a case studies. So I used to go and train a lot of people on these things, and it is really changed their image and all these things. Okay, after that. Okay, and people also, some people say, ladies, especially women, say that we know these things. Okay, and gents, this is surprise. Gents,
Okay.
male, they say that okay, sir, you trained us, so today we know that what I should not do or how we
Right.
should not
Oh,
behave. We should not behave in the organization. That is more important for us because on excitement or anything, overjoy
ah,
or power or anything, because of non-awareness, we did
yes,
many things. Maybe it may be impacting our lady colleagues out there,
colleagues.
but yeah, lady colleagues. But then today we have. So my sincere request is that organizations should conduct this kind of training and this kind of workshop and show them lot of resources, whatever case studies and all this, so that people will be definitely definitely this the
Be
objective
aware.
is that safe workplace for everybody. That is our basic objective of this.
Right. Prevention is always better than cure.
Yeah, so that is the law is saying also.
Yeah.
Yeah, law is saying prevent, prohibit, and readmission. Okay, so we have to prevent and these things.
Sir, thank you so much for this enlightening discussion. We got to know so many things about
Thank you.
posh law.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is, as you told, Vibhu Ranjan Patnaik. I work for IIG University, and we, as an organization, do all this training, all your compliances training, like like POS and POXO, cyber security, and a lot of training. We do all this in IIG University. So anyone have any requirement, we will be happily help you to your organization get into the compliances mode, so that you will be very happy. Organization will be productivity will be higher. Thank you so much, Rohit.
Thank you so much, sir. And to all my viewers out there, remember that you have the power to speak up. You have the power to fight back when silenced. Remember one thing, you are the Durga Ma that you offer your prayers to. Namaskar.
No means no. And when someone says so, you stop.